Yo, fellow anime/manga enthusiast. Buckle up, because we're diving into Josee, The Tiger and the Fish, 2020, the heartfelt romance movie from Studio Bones that feels like a warm wave crashing over you, equal parts tender, funny, and quietly revolutionary. Directed by Kotaro Tamura with a screenplay by Sayaka Kuwamura, it's based on Seiko Tanabe's classic short story. This isn't your typical high-stakes shonen brawl. It's a grounded, emotional ride about breaking free from invisible cages, chasing dreams, and finding connection in the unlikeliest places. Let's make this review pop like that chaotic wheelchair downhill sprint. Tsuneo Suzukawa, a hardworking university student grinding through multiple part-time gigs, including at a scuba diving shop, is laser-focused on one big dream. He's studying marine biology and scraping every yen together to study abroad in Mexico, where he can dive into those crystal-clear waters and hunt for the elusive clarion angelfish. Life's a hustle, but he's optimistic, practical, and ready to dive headfirst into the unknown. Enter Josee, real name Kumiko Yamamura, a sharp-tongued, wheelchair-bound young woman in her early 20s who's basically lived her life indoors, cared for by her protective grandmother. Josee's no damsel. She's a talented artist with a wild imagination, sarcastic as hell, and named after the bold heroine from Françoise Sagan's novel Wonderful Clouds. She's prickly, demanding, and has built walls higher than the ocean trenches Tsuneo obsesses over. Their worlds collide, literally, when Tsuneo spots Josee and her grandma out for a rare evening stroll. Chaos erupts. Some jerk shoves her wheelchair, sending it barreling down a steep hill like a runaway torpedo. Tsuneo dives in, pun intended, and catches her just in time, becoming an accidental hero. Grandma, seeing an opportunity, hires him on the spot as Josee's part-time caretaker. At first, it's pure comedy of errors. Josee tests him mercilessly, making him count tatami mat grooves, fetch 4-leaf clovers, or kneel outside her door for ridiculous stretches of time. She's standoffish, bitter about her limitations, and treats the outside world like a scary beast waiting to pounce. But Tsuneo isn't one to back down. Bit by bit, he starts sneaking her out during Grandma's naps, first to small spots, then to the ocean he loves so much, the zoo where she comes face to face with a majestic tiger, hello, title drop, and even into dreamy underwater fantasies inspired by her art and his marine passion. Big moments hit like emotional depth charges, shared laughs under falling autumn leaves that look straight out of a watercolor painting, tense arguments where Josee's fears of dependency and Tsuneo's looming study-abroad plans clash hard, and quiet breakthroughs where she starts painting with real-world inspiration instead of just her imagination. Side characters add flavor: Tsuneo's diving buddies, a potential rival interest or two, and Josee's grandma, who mixes tough love with quiet wisdom. The vibe. It's electric yet intimate, like a gentle current pulling you deeper. Sarcastic banter sparks into genuine warmth, fear gives way to exhilaration, and the story weaves disability, dreams, independence, and budding romance without ever feeling preachy. It's raw, funny, and swells with that bittersweet, what if we actually lived? Energy. No giant mechs or tournament arcs here, just two people pushing each other to swim against the tide of their own limitations. Studio Bones, known for powerhouse action like Full Metal Alchemist and My Hero Academia, delivers a visual feast that makes this movie glow. The character designs by Nao Emoto, with animation supervision by Haruko Iizuka, strike a perfect balance, expressive faces that capture every smirk, tear, and flustered blush without going full chibi overload. Josee's wild hair strands and Tsuneo's determined eyes feel lived-in and relatable. Fluid animation shines in the action beats. That opening wheelchair chase has real kinetic punch, and the underwater dream sequences flow like liquid poetry, blending Josee's artistic flair with Tsuneo's oceanic obsession. What's absolutely gorgeous? The backgrounds and seasonal shifts. Autumn leaves cascade in soft, painterly golden tones that scream cinematic romance. The zoo tiger scene roars with majestic detail, and city streets at night buzz with atmospheric life, bugs swarming lamps, ocean waves lapping realistically. There's even a watercolor-inspired texture in key emotional moments that blends seamlessly, giving everything a dreamy, sentimental haze without losing grounded realism. The color palette pops with pastels and vibrant ocean blues, making Josee's confined world feel claustrophobic at first, then bursting open as she ventures out. Sound design and music elevate it too, subtle waves, heartfelt tracks that swell at the right beats, gently nudging the areas to level up. Some CGI elements, minor background crowds or vehicles, can feel a tad noticeable and slightly stiff compared to the hand-drawn warmth everywhere else. The overall style plays it safe in places, solid urban realism rather than wildly experimental flair, which works for the intimate story but might not blow away fans craving Makoto Shinkai-level spectacle. Pacing in the middle occasionally lingers on repetitive, test the caretaker, gags a touch too long before the emotional payoff kicks in. Still, these are minor ripples in an otherwise stunning sea. Bones nailed the heart through visuals, making every frame feel crafted with care. Man, Josee, the tiger and the fish left me floating on a high, heart full, eyes a little misty, and genuinely inspired. What's got me obsessed is how honestly it handles growth, vulnerability, and mutual support without cheap tropes. Tsuneo and Josee aren't fixing each other. They're challenging one another to reach further, whether it's Josee facing the beastly, outside world or Tsuneo questioning if his solo dive dream is worth leaving someone behind. The romance feels earned, the humor lands with sharp wit, and the themes of disability and independence hit with empathy and dignity. No pity parties, just real human messiness. I'm crossing my fingers for more adaptations or sequels that lean even harder into Josee's artistic side or Tsuneo's underwater adventures. Maybe a short OVA exploring what happens after Mexico. Or hell, just more Bones romance dramas with this level of visual tenderness. If you're into slice of life with bite, emotional depth, and animation that makes you pause and appreciate the little details, dive in immediately. It's not flawless, but its warmth and honesty make it a standout gem in the romance anime ocean.